Well, crossing an Ironman finish line takes months of training. Athletes aren't the only ones putting in the work. As Madeline Korzenewski introduces us to the volunteers whose engagement can make all the difference on race day.
I'm just really proud of them. It takes a million small little jobs to get this done.
Nearly 50 captains recruited more than 1,600 volunteers for this year's race, surpassing last year's total.
It just takes a little army to pull it off.
Jobs ranged from crowd control and hydration stations to transition areas where athletes moved between the three courses: swim, bike, and run.
We had over 80 kayakers out there and lifeguards on the water to make sure all the swimmers are safe. And so without those numbers, it's just not as safe of a race.
Chris said one volunteer was even assigned to help guide a blind athlete through the swim course in the Rock River.
Giving is always better than receiving. You always get so much out of it.
For volunteer Captain Lisa Miller, the reward came from watching one athlete chase a goal years in the making.
It was always her mom's dream to do an Ironman, and in 2019 her mom suddenly passed away. She had tried in 2 other cities twice before and got pulled off the course both times because of time.
After seeing Kelly's story online before the race, Miller hoped Rockford would be different.
I see this girl coming on, and I honestly don't even know how I recognized her, but I asked her, I said, "Is your name Kelly?" And I told her how much it touched me that she had shared her story and that I believed in her.
Hours later, Kelly became one of thousands of athletes to complete the course.
Having support is sometimes that one last thing that you need.
Organizers say more than 500 athletes who raced in Rockford last year returned, something they credit in part to the volunteers lining up the course.
This community really gets behind big events like that.
In Rockford, Madeline Korzenewski.
Organizers say volunteer registration for next year's Ironman will open closer to race weekend. Anyone interested in helping at aid stations, course support, or athlete services can sign up through the Ironman's website.